Hooray! Happy patch! But you know what? We'll talk about that probably another day whenever we're actually, viewing footage from a patched version of the game. But for now, let's go ahead and go back into the past in the ancient time frame of November 8th, 2023. And we're going to still see a couple of graphical glitches. So first and foremost, let's look at what we're looking at right here. So this is a Kise and an Ahmed cleave, but instead of bringing, like, say, Savior Aiden or any other kind of, like, unit, like, say, maybe Navy Captain Landy, crazy-ass shit that could be on the team as well, we have a Politis. Now, unfortunately for us, even though this team works extremely well with the Destina, Yulha, and a Navy Captain Landy yourself, I just happened to be really, really unlucky, didn't get a lot of salvos on my counterattacks. I got a lot of counterattacks, thankfully, so the very next turn that I get, I'm able to just use an S3 from Navy Captain Landy, and we're able to just push through. But, yeah, this is a team that I really like to use anytime I fight a Kise Ahmed team, just because it feels really, really safe. You come in, you have 2 green units, they're all going to be funneled into your Navy Captain Landy. You have a reviver, you have a healer, you also have a damage mitigator, you even have barrier at the start because I'm rocking a protection set. It's extremely safe. I'm no longer afraid of that team. But now, let's go ahead and take a look at my oh-so-favorite character, Ran. Yay! Ran, Senya, and Navy Captain Landy. Oh no, so whatever do I do? Well, there is one thing in particular you could do to fight this, and it's incredibly unfun, and it's about as fun as what I'm doing here as well. Like, you could just straight up throw Dark Corvus at this. Why was Dark Corvus work pretty well? Well, one, I have Proof of Valor on him, and even if I were to get Death Broken or anything like that from Iran, Proof of Valor is just that fucking good. So you don't take excessive amounts of damage, and then you're able to really kind of recover your flow, and then you can just go in and kill whoever needs to be killed. In this particular case, going to be the Navy Captain Landy. So we decided not to do Dark Corvus shenanigans, at least for now. So I decided to go with my oh-so-wonderful Christy, Shadow Knight Pyllis, and Roana team. I normally only save this team for any time I'm fighting, say, Lua. But considering that Christy is actually going to be getting a spec change fairly soon, I actually don't know when it's happening. We've already been spoiled to the fact that it's going to be her. And I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about it. Like, whenever it comes to Christy, but, like, I'll talk more about that in a bit, because we're going to be using this team twice. But here, we already took care of the Ran, because we're rocking the Rocket Punch on Shadow Knight Pyllis. That does a really, really good amount of damage. It's pretty much anti-cleave, because you're going to be doing extra damage, additional damage. The cleave-esque units are usually really, really squishy, and you just hit them, like, once or twice. Hardly ever it's more than 3 times, and then they're more than likely dead. So, Ran's gone. Now all we have left to deal with is Navy Captain Landy. That's the only other actual threat that's on the field. As soon as we kill her, we're 100% in the clear. And by the by, this is another reason why I just hate this fucking character. Yo, dog, don't you just love anytime you ever fight Navy Captain Landy and then she counters every single fucking time? Like you wonder why I bring Roana into almost every single one of these fights. It's because my luck is utter dog shit. Now, of course, there is a solution to that. Well, I mean, hey, you could bring Knockwall. Oh, hey, you could bring Astromancer Elena. Well, I hate to be that broken fucking record, but it really is the case. It's the matter of the fact of, hey, lol, gearing is kind of hard. Okay, pretty much like the biggest thing that I've been complaining about for like months is, hey, we don't get enough charms, we don't get enough gear. I personally would like to see the charm system completely removed. Just make the resource management be gold. I want a plus 15 one-tap literally everything. I mean, hell, we're even getting powder for that now, so whatever. Maybe they'll find another way to just give us even more charms. Whatevs. But after you kill the Navy Captain Landy, which I did right there with that S3, all you had left was Senya, and it's pretty much free from that point onward, because Senya by herself, when you have sustain, is just straight up not going to kill you. Now, we're going to end up fighting something close to that again, but we're going to be using the same teams. So Shadow Knight, Pyllis, Christy, and Roana. Now we're going into a Conqueror, Lilias, a Choux, and a Navy Captain Landy. Now, you could fight this with some Arunca shenanigans with Moon Bunny. Now, the problem with that is you don't have a guaranteed method of putting a barrier on who you need to put on. So instead of rocking something, say, really, really risky, like, say, Arunca, where you would pretty much only get, like, a guaranteed kill on, say, Choux and then Conqueror Lilias, you don't really have much of an answer for Navy Captain Landy. So that's pretty much why I decided to go with the same team that I had before, because, straight up, right here I have 2 green units, I have 1 dark unit. The dark unit's going to be tanking every hit from Navy Captain Landy, and the Choux is also going to be going into her non-stop as well. And because of the recent buffs that Shadow Knight Pyllis got, which honestly are way, way better than the actual text made them sound, because she just gives herself her effect that she usually has for the entire team. She gives it to herself now. So anytime a counterattack happens, anytime an additional attack happens, if all that stuff happens to be going into her, you're just straight up taking almost no damage. And you'll see it quite a few times with like every moment that the Choux is able to go into me. She's sometimes doing anywhere from like 4 to even like 5k damage. And yeah, we're rocking an Aureus on our Christy, but, like, this is where it just really is a matter of safety. It's just a matter of, like, hey, how safe do you want to be? Do you really even want to take a lot of chances with it? Because, like I was saying before, like, Arunca would have looked really nifty into this, but you're not dealing with enough barrier manipulation. So, and the big HP unit's going to be Choux, so she's going to get the barrier from Conqueror Lilias, and then you're going to have that undetermined time that you're going to be fighting just Conqueror Lilias and just Navy Captain Landy. Counters be damned on your side. You could be very well fucked. But now, because we're pretty much in the clear at this point, like the Navy Captain Landy's about to die, the Choux is not even breaking 3k now, trying to hit my Shadow Knight Pyllis on a counterattack S2. Yeah, I'm pretty much Bing Shilling at the moment. As soon as I kill the Navy Captain Landy, I'll just go into the Choux until we pretty much get our win here. So, first and foremost, let's talk about Christy for just a sec. I fucking love Christy. I love her whole kit format that she uses because she gives 50% of her ER to whoever's in the back row. I'm not really worried about it whenever it comes to like what the spec change is going to be for her. They're either going to make her S2 be absolutely batshit insane, like it could spread to the whole team, which honestly I hope doesn't happen. Because sometimes you want to have some units on your team have no F-res. But what if, say, for example, her S2 gives even more of the effect res to whoever's in the back row? I mean, hey, I think that would be a pretty good idea. It would be really nice. I just don't know how to really feel about it, because I feel like Christy didn't need a spec change, both narratively and mechanically. Kind of feels like her sister Melanie could have used it a lot more, and then we would have had another unit that could easily have gone into, like, anti-crit shenanigans. Because anti-crit is kind of becoming, like, a really, really big problem, just because it's limiting our options so fucking spectacularly on who can go into who. Oh yeah, and I just now thought of it. Yeah, I could have brought Midnight Gala Lilias into this as well, because Midnight Gala Lilias pretty much one-tap Choux, and you'll also deal with Navy Captain Landy because lol, what is crit? Now, right here, you could probably tell I was starting to get a little bored, so I decided, hey, I figured out pretty much what was breaking the game at this point. It's if you use Shadow Knight Pyllis' S3 on anybody, it skews the target sprite, and then it just fucks everything up animation-wise. So it's like, you know what? Let's go ahead and just see what happens and like how fucked up Conqueror Lilias' animations get, how fucked up Choux' animations get, and everything. Because the reason why like you didn't notice it too much on Navy Captain Landy is because she doesn't move in her sprite animations. Meanwhile, like these other two zip across the whole field, and then also watch this right here. So she was skewed over there to the right, and then there was like a shadow where she's normally supposed to be in the center. Either way, enjoy it while it lasts. Apparently all this stuff finally got fixed on the patch for Wednesday. I tested it myself. Yulha is no longer doing JoJo poses on her S3. That's just lingering on the field, and whenever you use S3 on Shadow Knight Pyllis, it no longer skews them, and you don't see this really, really bizarre-ass camera movement and all that crazy shit. But either way, yeah, when it comes to Christy, I don't really know how to feel about it. I didn't ask for a spec change, but hey, I'll take it. Hopefully it's something good. At least her design looks really cute. And now we're going into my favorite fucking Ran team of all time. So Ran, Lilias, and Senya. So I've tried a lot of different kind of things, but I always wanted to just keep doing this with Abyssal Yufine in it. And yeah, I still need to update gear on my Ocean Breeze Luluca. I still need to update gear on my Elena because they're way too squishy for the speeds that they're at, and they're not really speed contesting. But either way, what I wanted to try and go for here was, one, we want to make sure we don't get just def broken into oblivion by the Ran, which always fucking happens. Like Ran either, like, does nothing, or he, like, breaks your whole fucking team, hits all your green units, all that fucking dumb shit. But either way, doesn't happen. We happened to, you know, get the things that we really needed here. The only thing that didn't really happen was we weren't getting any counterattacks on our Abyssal Yufine, so we're still, like, a ways off on our, on our S3. But fortunately for us, we do happen to get a counterattack here, and now we're going to be good on the next turn going through. Unfortunately, we now no longer have invincibility on her, so then that opens her up to being hit by pretty much everything. And now we don't have any invincibility at all. So now here comes the damage, and we're rocking 2 Soul Weavers that pretty much can't heal for shit. Which is the only thing that's really annoying about them. Their only heal potential is based on the artifacts that you have on them. But either way, luckily for us, Ran didn't RNL any at any point, so we don't have to deal with any more skill null horse shit. And we were able to kill him outright with the S3 on our oh-so-lovable waifu Abyssal Yufine. So now all we have left is Lilias and Senya. Now, fortunately for us, we were able to push that Lilias all the way back. We should be able to lap around twice, or actually kill the Lilias in one single shot. Because whenever you soul burn this bad boy, them's fucking numbers. And thankfully, we were able to kill it. Now, of course, because, you know, my luck is oh so fucking amazing, we don't happen to land a crit on the Senya. So now it's a matter of, well, I know I'm going to win. It's just going to be a matter of, am I going to be able to keep Elena alive? And it comes really down to the wire. It really, really sucks, because I feel like Celestine on Elena would be a lot better, but it's just like, god, like, Doctor's Bag is so fucking necessary because of the 2 fucking massive debuffs that can hit you from Ran, and it just kind of feels like she's turbo-locked on the Doctor's Bag. Now, when it comes to Ocean Breeze Luluca, I could probably get rid of Soul Constellation and just put on, like, say, Celestine or something. But, whatever, man. We'll get around to it whenever we get around to it. And when I say that, I mean we're not going to get around to it. Now, we have 200 HP. This Senya is almost at, I guess, 200 HP as well. And we just so happened to deal enough damage with the S3, we were able to survive! Woo! And now, one final match where this was the big tower, the main stronghold, and this was Wednesday. Quite frankly, I was fucking sick and tired of it, and I didn't want to do this anymore. I was like, it was like 2 hours until the maintenance started, because my Wednesdays are absolutely hellish, and I have almost no time to play. But I decided ultimately, hey, let's just go with 2 Soul Weavers. We have Magic Scholar Doris, strictly to bait the Rylet. We have Dark Corvus to strictly bait the Lionheart. And then we can also one-tap that with any S3 going into it. And then Politis is there. So we have Roana basically to give us any and all heals on any astral-like projections that she decides to do. Now, this Politis is rocking a shitload of effectiveness. So this is one of those Apolitises that are probably like 150-something effectiveness, you know, like one of those kind of control Apolitis. So now both of my healers are actually stunned, and I have blind. Might as well fucking take the plunge, and we happen to hit. So, thankfully, we were able to hit the Lionheart. Now that the Lionheart's dead, we have almost nothing to worry about, because we already got hit by the one really, really big hit from Rylet. We had Death Buff on our Doris. Bam. I have nothing else to worry about. Now it's just a matter of going into the Politis with any and all of my other spare attacks, and then just waiting for Dark Corvus to get his S3 back. Thankfully for us, it's not going to take anywhere near as long as you might be thinking it will, because we're going to be proccing the Politis to use her astral projection, and also provoking her every chance we get with her Dark Corvus to then go into him. Because this is strictly an F Politis, so there's no F-res on her. So if there's no F-res on her, bam, you can just go ahead and control her yourself, throw provokes on her willy-nilly, and you're free to go. So we decide to go on ahead, let's just delete the Rylid out of there with the Dark Corvus S3. Bam! And now all we have left is a no damage dealing Politis, which, straight up, I would fast forward through this, but we happen to get like some nifty little dual attacks going into this, so we didn't even really need to fast forward. I think we finished this in like the next 5 turns or so. Grab yourself a drink, kick it back, and enjoy yourselves. But yeah, there it is right there. It was under 4 turns, actually, that she was dead. So now here is another one that's kind of odd, actually, to look at, especially because I was not expecting this at all. But hey, it's 2 dark units and 1 blue. So it's Apocalypse Ravi, Fallen CC, and then a Choux. So if there's Choux on the team and then we have 2 dark units, we can just funnel every single attack into a light unit. The light unit we decide to go with is going to be Spirit Eye Celine. And we go in with a form of security with Destina. That's going to be your heal for any and all emergencies. Also going to be your reviver just in case Spirit Eye Celine somehow happens to go down. But this shouldn't happen. And then we also have Yulha to basically tank any and all of the extra damage through Aureus, as well as provide a barrier at the start, and to also provide a redirect provoke onto the Cecilia, because this Cecilia is probably just like an HP monster. That's kind of like what a lot of the old school Cecilias used to do on defense. They would just have absurd levels of like HP and then have like a decent amount of F if they wanted to provoke lock something. So here you would expect, oh, so that Cecilia is going to like provoke lock my Celine, and then shit can get really, really pear-shaped really, really quickly. Thankfully, that doesn't happen because we were able to redirect provoke the Cecilia at pretty much any turn. And also, by the by, this team has crit resistance. Crit resistance is a fucking joke. Do you want to take a guess how many of these crits on the crit resistant units actually hit? I'll go ahead and I'll spoil it now. Every single fucking one of them hits, except 1. I think only 1 misses. So it's like, wow. What a great system. Yeah, like the whole like crit resist thing is just a fucking RNG mess. Like it never works whenever you need it. It like always works on the other side. And then you have Navy Captain Landy, who just straight up has like 70% like innate crit resist, and then you just get crit by fucking everything and die in one goddamn turn. It's just frustrating. It's a whole bunch of frustrating shit. But either way, we're just slowly going through this fight. As soon as we kill this Fallen CC, then we don't have to worry about things like, say, Aureus or whatever going into the other units. The Apocalypse Ravi cannot kill you because she's not going to do enough damage in like a single attack. And also, the Choux can't kill you either because the Choux is only going... The worst thing that she can do is she can S1, S2 you, but we're having Aureus on our team as well, and that's going to nerf that damage even more. And even if I do get hit by an S1, S2, I'll counterattack and I'll steal a ton of that HP back. The worst thing that could have possibly happened is I straight up did not crit any of these units whenever the crit resist was on them. Fortunately, that didn't happen. And Shazams, boys, that's the Guild War. Ooh, woo. So, I'm not going to hide my annoyance. This was a really, really annoying ass Guild War. Like, there wasn't a lot of like fun openings to do interesting stuff with. There wasn't really... This one just straight up wasn't fun. Like, yeah, you got all win. I got all wins, and it was also like kind of like formulaic and free, but it was like there was a layer of like just this is annoying as fuck. It could have straight up just been it was Wednesday and I was strapped for time and I couldn't really come up with something interesting to fight a lot of these teams with. Hey, it's possible. Maybe I was just having a bad day. Wednesdays are just the worst day of the week for me. But either way, and also the new update stuff recently came out. I already looked at a little bit of it, and it's how it is with like new UI updates, man. Like a lot of people are saying they don't like the new UI updates. I'm kind of like in the middle about it. It's really just ultimately a matter of, hey, you have to train your muscle memory to how you function throughout the new systems. And that's just like, you know, the way it is. One thing in particular I'm going to say right now, though, but I'll probably bring it up another day, is I think all of these stats that are showcased, like if you look to the left, you see the numbers and stuff, on the new system, I swear they don't have as much transparency on the backgrounds as the old one does, because like the numbers are hard as shit to read, because it's like you're dealing with like, you know, white text on a dark blue or something. But well, whatever. Hey, that's enough rambling. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a like. It makes me feel good about myself. And if you want to see more of my content, hit subscribe. Later.